Welcome to how to make surveys 140% funkier and 50% more productive. This is the Ekahau webinar for November 21st, 2019. Thank you very much for joining, and we've got an awesome lineup of guests today. And without further ado, I'm going to do a couple of introductions. And if the slide deck would actually move. I guess just myself. That's Stu Goomans. I'm a SE for Ekahau in North America. I'm also joined by the rest of the gentlemen online here as well, and my also fellow SE Nick Turner. But let's give out the introductions. So Ansi, why don't you give a quick introduction to your team, and let's kick it off from there.
So hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon. So my name is Anssi Tauriainen. I'm a little bit disappointed, Stu, that you didn't try to pronounce that name here. But yeah, that's the quite typical Finnish last name, not so easy one to pronounce.
You know what, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on that.
Stab at pronouncing Stu's last name.
Yeah,
like
Stu's last name.
Dutch pronunciation. That would be as much fun.
Fair enough. So I'm working here as a VP of products. I started 2 months ago, so I'm still learning how it goes, but I have fortunately here a good team supporting me. So starting right next to me, does he need introductions?
Oh, I don't know. So hey guys, I'm Mikko. Been with the company quite long, so a couple of months longer than Anssi here, like almost like 15 years. But and I do know the product very well. So
Okay.
So that's about it.
And then we have Tommy.
Yeah, hey, my name is Tomi Heinonen. I'm VP of software. I've been here 18 years, 19 years, something like that.
Depends how you count.
Depends how you count.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I know the products and the history of the company almost too well.
Just a little, right?
Yes. Yeah. That's I don't get to say anything more.
There's also this random guy over there again, but he seems to know something about Ekahau Pro as well. But
yeah, the random guys. Yeah. No, this is definitely amazing, and it's and is working on such an engineering a product that you guys have nurtured over the years, and it's now come to kind of a full. It's completely different from what it originally was, and we've got something that is like we've grown into to particular line that's it's not going to stop. I mean, it's not. I mean, we're just going to keep going and going, right? And I love seeing the innovation of the team and all the camaraderie back and forth between the team members. And
hey, before we go any further, we have this one random British guy on the line as well. Who's that guy over there?
I'm just lurking here in the background. Hello, everybody. I am Nick Turner. Yeah, I'm based in the UK.
Sorry about that.
It's quite all right. Stu, where have you gone? You've gone all static on me.
Oh, did I go static again? Oh, there it is. Sorry. I wanted to make sure that you were front and center on that one. So.
Thank you.
But Nick, I mean, Nick, you if everyone everyone knows who Nick is. Nick covers I guess pretty much all of Europe and south of Europe. Would you say?
Yeah. I am one of the 2 EMEA SEs, and Timo Sass is also looking after German-speaking countries in Europe.
Yes. Oh, that's great. So that's definitely a big patch for sure.
Yeah. All right,
folks. So off of the introductions, and let's get on to what we will do is just a quick housekeepings here just before we continue on, is that we are going to leave our Q&A. We'll try to answer some during the show, but we are going to we'll get up to we'll answer as much as we can down at the end. All right. So Ansi.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I think do I pass the ball to you?
So just to give you a little bit on the background on the release today, on the launch today. So basically, it's been a long journey. So we've been going towards this direction for a few years already. So it started, I think it was in 2017 when we brought this Sidekick to the market. So as you know, it's still the most accurate survey device there is out there. And the original purpose of that that was to replace the old USB dongles. But then, of course, that purpose-built hardware and device actually enables then also further development. So you can, originally it was used with the laptop, but you can also use that to transform smartphones and tablets into professional grade Wi-Fi tools. So it's basically, like I said, it's very accurate, and then we can build, based on that, so we can build further functionality on by using different kind of devices. So if you, can I control the, or you need to control it from there? Can you click the next one, please?
Yep. And I think you can.
So basically, the next step on that evolution was last spring, in last April. So basically, the launch of Ekahau Connect. So that was a package to get more out of Sidekick. So it consists of three main products. So then the big chunk of that release was Ekahau Survey. So basically an easy to use app for iPad, and it basically changed the way how site surveys were performed. But it also then contained the capture functionality. So basically ability to capture packets and analyze them later on. And then of course cloud, which is a very important part of the entire solution. So basically that provides the ability to share information between the devices and between the users. But already back in last April, when we were releasing this, we said that there are more features to come. So Stu, can you please click to next one? Okay, so here you can see the evolution illustrated, and this was the same one as in the invitation. So you can see on the left-hand side, you can see the heavy spectrum analyzer where everything started, and then evolving more towards laptop, and then using Sidekick and laptop, and then in last April using Sidekick with an iPad. So you can see as the surveyor running or doing the survey here is getting happier and happier all the time. And then finally now we are reaching the next step of this evolution. So you can see this really cool guy on the right. So he's actually doing moonwalking here. That's why he's facing the other way. He's facing left. And as you can see, he's holding only one device or a device with his one hand only, and having the other hand free. And also the device is substantially smaller than it used to be. So please click next one. So without further delay, it's time to officially launch the Ekahau survey for iPhone. I think we are really bad in keeping secrets. So many of you have heard about this already beforehand. But basically, we are quite happy about this new product. We tried really hard to keep it only for within the team, but we did not succeed on that. So I think there has been rumors about that going back and forth. And now it's time to confirm that, yes, we do have a new version of survey. And it's basically designed to be even faster and more productive than the previous version of the survey. So today we are really going to talk about four different features, or four kind of main features of the product. So a big part of it is Autopilot surveys, which is something we will show you also some demos in a few minutes. And then the second big part, or second part of it is AP on a stick. So that itself contains then some other functionality like ability to assign nodes to access points and ability to relocate access points. Okay, can you please click the next one? So, okay, so let's start before we go into details of this Autopilot survey and the kind of the secret sauce. Let's take a look on the outside first. So, as you know, the iPhone is a really cool device. It looks nice and it's look neat, and obviously it's the same user experience and same look and feel when using the survey as well. So the form factor is small. It's been rotated to work in a portrait mode. So you attach your device, you take your device and you attach the cable to the bottom, and you hold it in a portrait mode with your one hand. And while it feels that the screen might be too small, it's actually not, because you don't need to be touching or tapping the screen all the time. You basically only use it to follow every now and then that where are you on the map. Now, obviously, having a one hand on the operating it one hand gives you some degree of freedom as well, because you have your other hand free, and we'll show the benefits of that a little bit later on. So, and also then the buttons and control are slightly different location than they were with the iPad version. But again, I think the overall use and feel and easiness of use has increased from the previous versions. But that's about the outside. So really the funky part is inside here. So we are introducing a new feature, a really significant part of this release called Autopilot Survey, and that's really the part driving the productivity. So that's the one taking care of the automated location tracking. So when you are performing surveys, it's actually updating the location of the device and the surveyor as often as 30 times per second. And that's a lot. That's a lot of taps in a second, and that means that it's constantly up to date. And this means that the surveys will be 30% faster than they used to be before. And it also requires 70% less interaction with the device itself, so you can actually pay attention to your surroundings, and you are also free to use your other hand for example, for opening and closing doors, like we'll show in an example in a minute. And then, as mentioned already, it's really easy to use and intuitive, so it doesn't really take much to start using it. Can you please click the next one? So let's talk about a little bit more about the Autopilot Survey before we go to the demos. So it's based on augmented reality. So we're using the AR kit on iOS. So basically the device's camera and the motion sensors and processors to determine the location of the device, and then these location updates are being synchronized automatically with the measurements, Wi-Fi measurements coming from the Sidekick. And all of this does automatically. So that basically means that you're free to walk and moonwalk or stop and turn without adding points manually. And that means that it's always up to date. You lose less data, and you don't need to restart your surveys when something unexpected or sudden happens. And also, yeah, like mentioned already a few times, you can even consume your favorite beverage with your other hand when you're performing this, or you can just try to look cool and do moonwalking. That's up to you. But anyway, that's what the Autopilot does. It enables the users to do basically other things, or basically it automates a lot of tasks that used to be manual in the past. Let me put it this way. So can you click the next one, please? So now you might be asking that we have the iPad version as well, that whether you should be looking to switch from iPad or you should be using only iPhone or both of them. The good news is that they are actually our survey for 1.2, which is available now for both iPad and iPhone, are exactly the same versions. So it's up to you to decide the form factor and the type of device you want to use. There's full feature parity between both of them. And the new Autopilot Survey that I just explained also works perfectly with iPad. And the good thing is that both of these are part of the Ekahau Connect subscription. So So there is no extra fee for using either of them. If you already have the Connect subscription, you can use the iPad app, so you can download the iPhone app, and you feel you can use either one of them as long as you are not using them simultaneously, because one user license allows you to use only one version at a time. But let's say that you are performing surveys with your iPad and you run out of battery, you can switch to your iPhone and continue right away. And it works on iPhone 6s and newers. So was it iOS 12 or iOS 11?
11. If you find a device out there that's still running 11, that may be challenging.
So that's the minimum requirement for the software or for the app to run.
And just talking on that lowest piece of hardware platform, let's just remind everybody that that's the 6S and the SE. Okay.
Yeah, Nick, I knew you were going to say that.
Right.
And you will see the significance of that comment later on in this webinar. Thanks for pointing it out, Nick. Okay. So we're getting a lot of questions via the channels about how does it actually work and how accurate is it. So Tommy, you want to show?
Let's see if we can stream some video and do some further explanation.
All right.
Let's move on to the next slide, and I think the one after. So we have a couple of demos for you today. Trying to highlight speed and the ease of use factors. Starting with speed, so let's talk about rooms and closed doors. Here's what you've been able to do in the past. So you've had two options. You either go with stop and go points inside the rooms, which is basically very slow, and you have gaps in the data, and that's simply not an efficient way to do surveys. Continuous is a lot faster, but like this picture shows, that comes with a gazillion clicks. In this lounge area and 2 rooms with closed doors, there's 16 clicks. Basically, if you close each door when you enter the room, that's like 10 clicks per room, and it just adds up. You don't think about that much as you do the survey, but it is simply a factor that slows you down, and you can make mistakes if something unexpected happens. Another point is that if you carry a heavier laptop or an iPad and you need to hold it with 2 hands, every time you open the door, you need to do a little bit of juggling, which again may cause other problems. Let's move on to the next slide, or Stu, are you streaming the video from?
Okay. I can. One sec. I'm going to just do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring up the other.
So if you switch windows,
You're just going to bring that up now for you.
Yeah. Before we get going, I'm still going to explain a couple of new things. So basically, 2 new things are going on. Like Anssi explained, we use the camera and motion sensors on the phone. And basically, the camera picks up features in the floor, and motion sensors help tracking movement. Basically, what that AR kit Anssi mentioned gives us is a real-time stream of real-world coordinates, if you will. A new thing on the survey app side is what we call anchor points. So basically, the user is adding anchor points on the digital version of the map. Meanwhile, the AR kit is streaming us real-world location updates, and the Autopilot algorithm basically fits those real-world coordinates onto the digital floor plan so that they go through those anchor points. I guess the video will highlight how this works. So you can start it now. So basically,
okay. So this is the first one.
Zooming in, putting in the first anchor point, and we need 2 points to get the location tracking fully going. There we go, adding the next point. And now at this point, I'm just holding the phone in one hand, not touching the screen, approaching the door, no extra clicks. I just open the door, walk in, turn, walk out, close the door. On to the next one. Again, I have one hand free. I just open the door, go in, turn and walk back out. So that was basically 2 clicks on the map. Very easy and very fast. Depending, of course, what kind of environment you're surveying. You might open like 100 doors in an hour if you know.
Nice. I've seen this like 100 times, but I'm still impressed.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So let's. I
Want to
think
try this one here?
Yeah, let's go back to the slide. I'll do a little bit.
Got it.
Explaining before we go. So the next slide should be about surveying open spaces. Can you switch?
Can you go one step back?
Yep. 1 second.
I mean, just the slide.
Yep. Sorry.
No worries.
And we seem to be stuck.
Just 1 second. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. Sorry.
So open spaces. So a lot of times when you try to survey an open space, there may not be any reference you could use in real time to navigate on that floor plan. So, well, again, the option is to do stop and go, but that's really slow and you have gaps. The other way is to, click on one side of the open space, move the mouse pointer ahead, and then try to walk across the open space at constant speed, hoping nothing happens along the way, and then click when you are on the other side. If anything happens, and I mean, you have to stop and turn, you would immediately have to move your mouse pointer back, which is probably not going to work. And, you end up resurveying the whole segment. The thing is that sometimes it's very difficult to achieve this. You know what it's like when you're walking around with your laptop or iPad and the sidekick. Suddenly all the people in 100-meter radius lose their ability to mind their own business and they start asking questions. I mean, this happens even in Finland, and we seriously excel in minding our own business. So maybe I'm more sensitive to this than people usually are, but this is basically what happens. So when there is no interference for your important survey work, yes, this works. But now let's move on to the video. I can show you what I really mean here with the benefits. So let's switch windows again.
Yep.
Here we go. Okay, so you can start the video.
There we go.
Yep. So starting the recording on my phone. It's a really nice day for doing survey at the Ekahau office. There we go, the first anchor point. And again, now I walk. The camera and the sensors do their job in the background. Having walked 7 meters, 20 feet, whatever, I drop in the other anchor point. Then this has nothing to do with the survey, but it's just a really cool effect. You see how sensitive the sensors are. And it's now for sensitive. Now for the open space portion of it. So I'm basically zooming in a little bit to kind of get into the vibe of not having any visual reference on the floor plan. I'm walking along.
You don't need to do that, right?
No. I'm walking along, and now there's a ladder in front of me. I decide to not walk under the ladder.
Because
backing
ladders
up.
are always in the way.
Yes, yes. Somebody was installing an AP, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, without any clicks, I was able to change my route, do the moonwalk.
Oh, that was a moonwalk?
Yes, of course.
Nice.
And then turn around and end this survey segment here, and then basically take a little bit of time to admire the beautiful, smooth route the Autopilot drew for this survey. So that's
Wow.
basically, this was 3 clicks
Right,
and
right.
something, well, I should have seen this ladder.
So
but,
probably everybody who's been doing surveys can relate to this, that it would have been a stop and retry kind of situation.
yeah, and this kind of stress of, you know, if something happens, you kind of try to adjust, but you know that you didn't quite get it right, and then you probably end up resurveying that whole segment. All right.
That's good.
I guess that's the demo portion of it for the.
So now you can see why we are so excited about it. So Mikko, you've been typing like a maniac there.
Yeah, there's been lots of questions on the QA board.
You wanna
So,
mention?
so guys, what's the thing with the Android? When is it coming? The Android version.
What do you mean? We just got out the iPhone.
Oh,
30 minutes ago.
Oh, man.
let me check the Play Store if it's there. I don't think it's there, but
No, but seriously, that has been the question that has been repeating several times.
yeah. Well, for this stuff, we know that Google has the same. They call it AR Core, and essentially we can do exactly the same. It may not, you know, the ecosystem is, you know, not as friendly as the iPhone is, but yeah, I guess there will be like, I don't know, 5, 10, or even more phones than that we can for sure make work exactly the same way.
I guess
Next year.
the official answer is that there's still more to come. Stay tuned.
There's
we are not
plans.
saying no.
Okay, how does the Autopilot Survey actually work? So what are the sensors and kind of is it based on GPS, stuff like that?
Yeah, it's not GPS. So I think the main driver is the camera and the feature it detects on the horizontal like floor. Basically, you have to have the camera pointed at the floor. It picks up features, and as you move, it kind of keeps track. So that's how all these AR applications work. You know, you can render a 3D thing in the camera viewfinder,
Like Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go, or there are even better ones. IKEA AR apps is actually pretty nice. But essentially, when you have a 3D object there and you can, you know, walk around it, look at it from different angles, all this requires super sensitive location tracking, which basically that's the part we are using. We're not really using the kind of a AR or 3D rendering portion of it for anything yet.
How about outdoors? How well does it work outdoors?
We heard some beta testers took it for their nice morning walk. Somebody even did a walk in the forest. Yes, it works.
Didn't get lost because of this.
I think somebody tried driving around, but that did not work. But if you're walking, it should probably do a decent job.
So the rumor was that the person who got lost was Stu.
Oh yes, that's right. Yes, I did take it for a walk, and I went through my entire neighborhood, and I got to tell you, the accuracy was spot on, and it was absolutely amazing outside. It saw things that I never thought I could see, and how the sidekick actually picked up everything that was around in the neighborhood was amazing. And I did get lost. But you know what the amazing thing was is that the app told me where I was going. I thought I was going one way, but the app was right on, bang on. So the app helped me not get lost. How about that?
Awesome. Okay. So now you see why we are all so excited. And the thing is that it's of course it looks nice. It's very easy to use. It looks attractive. But there are also like concrete benefits that are attached to it. And we did the math for you. So this is a number we've been looking and we've been playing with, and we actually have the facts to support this. So we are saying that the Autopilot survey can reduce the cost of a survey up to 50%. And that's basically brought to you mostly by the automated location tracking. Of course, to some extent, it's because of the form factor and the small device. But basically, the beta testers and our own testing confirmed that, first of all, the walking speed is 30% faster with the device, simply because it weighs less and it's easier to handle. You spend a lot less time in opening and closing doors, like you saw in Tommy's demo. It's like 16 gazillion openings and closings per survey less, and you do also spend a lot of time in opening those doors and clicking at the same time. There is whenever something sudden happens, there is no need to restart the survey walks because it's up to date all the time. But there's also an important factor which we haven't discussed so far, and that's the safety aspect. So basically, every time you do a survey with holding your device with two hands and minding only the tapping and focusing entirely on that device, there's also a risk of damaging the device or injuring yourself. So as you can see in the image here, now with the new device, you can actually look where you are walking, and you can pay attention to your surroundings. You can hold handrails, you can open doors, and there will be a lot less surprises. So the safety aspect is also something you can't exactly put the monetary value, but we sincerely believe that this will help to avoid incidents. And then the last but not least, there is with this actually the surveys will be very consistent. So they will be always carried out in the same way, regardless of who's doing them and basically how they are being done. Because of the accuracy, it will produce constant results, and they will be comparable from day to another and from surveyor to another. And when you do the math, when you count all of these together, if you put some estimations and numeric values to it, like we did after our testing phase, you can see that up to 50% or sometimes even more reduction can be achieved. And we believe that's a game changer. That's really a substantial number that will make the jobs a lot easier and productive in the future.
And
okay.
I can give a little quick anecdotal of doing this survey and being a survey for many years.
Okay,
sorry, being a survey for many years, doing it this way those numbers are very spot on, because I can actually go out, and I've done it here locally, just even in the house and around the block and whatnot, is doing that survey. I've done it so much faster than doing it the old way. And I know, doing it the old way, but having that extra hand free to grab a rail is key for a lot of our customers that are in oil and gas type customers, or customers that have safety requirements that you must always have a hand free. And and this will definitely help go along in that in the productive surveys, right? And efficient surveys.
Right. So as we were joking earlier, we are not that good in keeping secrets. So we have actually had a chance and opportunity to discuss this new feature with some selected customers and partners of ours, and the feedback is very similar. So anybody who's been performing surveys in the past, they are able to relate to this. Okay, but that's enough for the Autopilot survey for the time being. So we would love to go on and talk more about it, but we also have some other exciting news we wanted to talk about today. So why don't we move to the next one? Stu, that's actually that's your territory, isn't it?
Oh, well, this would be on a little bit of Nick, actually. Or am I muted here? All right.
No, you're good.
I'm good. Oh, excellent. All right. So AP on a stick. So what is this? Everyone's been asking for this, and I think it's probably one of the biggest features so far in what we wanted to do. And so AP on a stick is something we've been able to do in Ekahau Pro for the longest time. But what if we could do it on the iPad and the iPhone? That's right, folks. So now another hidden feature that we left kind of to the last minute, even in beta tests, and we wanted to see how many people would find it, and sure enough, so they did find it. And what we're able to do now is leverage the iPad and the iPhone to do that, those AP on a stick. So now we can really disconnect from on the survey perspective, from the actual I guess notebook, or maybe using some other sort of notebook, tablet of some sort, right? So now we can actually use the phone and basically go out as we would, do a scan of our area. Once we see that AP, we can freeze it by just clicking on the AP, and then you'll notice that it'll actually come up into a snowflake, and we can actually freeze that. Once that's frozen, then we can actually just move along and physically pick up that AP, move it to the next room, or a room that you want to understand what the survey is going to be doing. The AP is going to be doing, and then go ahead and survey again. And then once you've finished surveying that area, click the freeze, and you're ready to go and move on. So this is going to be, it's very easy to use. We can always add comments. So to each area of the location that we place the AP, we can add additional comments, and we've put that, the team has put that in there, where you can actually take a quick picture using the iPad, and then make some operational notes. So here, we've got the AP sitting in this room at this orientation. And then once we've got all those details in there, that makes it's going to make it a heck of a lot easier for us to do that reporting. So when we want to bring out that report, or once we've saved our file back to the cloud, we can then go back to our Ekahau Pro, and we can go to Ekahau Pro and then go ahead and look at the individual notes and figure out, hey, did we do it right? Yeah, perfect, good. That's an acceptable location. It looks good on the map. We understand where the attenuation is now, so we can now see what that radio pattern is doing. So that is an amazing feature there that is now available on both the iPhone and the iPad.
So, Nick, you want to give us a quick overview how that looks like? A quick demo?
Yes, I do. So let's.
I will stop sharing.
Okay.
There's another Stu.
There's another Stu. Yep.
Stu, go away.
All right. Can you see my screen okay?
We can.
Yes.
So
We can see you standing somewhere. I don't know how we're supposed to do that.
So, I don't know if I might be overcooking. I might be overcooking the laptop now. Because let's see how so the iPhone right now is pretty up to speed, but the other video feed is way out of sync. That's fine. So just concentrate on the picture on the right. So we're going to open up the project, and we're going to do a very quick little bit of survey. And the Nick Turner on the left-hand part of your screens in a different time zone completely. So we're going to jump on the iPhone. You can see that we've got our Sidekick is connected, and we're going to jump over onto the survey tab, and you can see that the UI does work even on this sized phone. And now we have the 3 icons for choosing which type of survey you want to do. So we're going to hop over into Autopilot, and now, so here we are in the office. So I'm going to tap on the screen to mark my first location, and then I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk this way. Okay. All right. And so here we go. Walk around here, and then start coming back towards the office. All right. Yeah, Nick, yeah, and the Nick Turner down there will do the same thing eventually. He'll catch up. All right. So we're just gonna collect some survey data. Okay. All right. Nice. So now we're gonna hop back to view. This is fine because the video stream that I care about the most is up to speed, pretty much.
And that would be the one on the right on your phone, right?
Yeah, that one's. Oh no, now he's slowing down a little bit as well. All right, maybe I will drop one of these to try and give it a chance to catch up. But the video stream's live. The video stream's good, right?
That's
Yes,
good.
it is. Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. And so
What we
wanted to demonstrate was the ability to now tap on an AP that was discovered, and here you can see the data from that access point. And notice at the bottom, we have two new buttons, freeze and move. And so I can freeze the AP, which now turns that into the snowflake. And we also have the ability to move them. So if we're doing AP on a stick and the locate, so look, here we go. Nick Turner on the left-hand side of the screen is finally taking the walk out of the office. So you can also unfreeze APs, guys. I don't know if this is big for you, but it is big for me. The ability
on the left
to. Should I get rid of the guy on the left? Is he distracting everyone?
He's in another time zone. This is great. This is like that movie where it's like, you know, you're seeing the alternate dimension.
This is this is Primer, isn't it? This is revealed. So you can freeze and unfreeze APs now using the iOS Survey app, and we can manipulate the AP locations. So this AP is actually not in the office. That one is actually over there. So I didn't quite cover the whole area. Obviously, the more data that you collect, then the more accurate the AP location is going to be. But I didn't want to walk down the stairs for the purposes of this demo. And now I have the ability to add comments and picture notes to APs, that being the critical thing. So I'm gonna take a picture of a different AP. Don't let that hurt anyone's brains. It's okay. So we're gonna hit add a comment, and we're gonna add a picture, take a photo, and now you'll see over there is the tripod that was holding the other phone that's taking the video that was super delayed. But up here we have an access point, bam. So we're gonna use that photo. Hold on, there's the tripod, and go on.
This is great how I can see you live here.
Yeah.
And then delayed in two different,
We've got three Nick Turner time zones on screen right now.
Time and space. Like I'm watching episode of Star
Not only
Trek.
a survey device, it's also a time machine.
That's right.
All right.
Here we go.
So now we can take AP notes and picture notes for the AP on iOS. AP. Oh, by the way, anyone who hasn't checked out the swipe keyboard for iOS, you need to do that. So there we go. Assign that picture to the access point, and now my AP on a stick has been frozen, and I've added notes and picture notes to the AP. Stu and see. Anything you want to add, or anything I have not demonstrated that you would like me to, whilst I have this? Hey, it's live now. It's live.
Yeah,
It's definitely live.
Yeah. That's awesome.
The time, we've all converged now.
Have they? Yeah. It was working fine when I tested it earlier today, but I suspect like firing up Zoom has added to the old CPU load. Oh yeah, look at that. CPU has reached bacon frying temperatures. So perfect. Actually, I guess this would be a good just final thing to mention. So yeah, there was a question, or there was a comment in the chat there. So if you're running an iPad with the USB Type-C port, then you can use a USB Type-C, so micro USB cable. If you're running the iPhone or an iPad with the Lightning cable, then you use one of the Apple on-the-go dongles.
And
Okay.
for the folks that are using it for the newer iPad, the USB, not a product placement, USB-C to USB from Apple works very well.
Super. But nothing wrong with getting a USB Type-C to micro USB cable.
Correct.
As well.
Yeah.
Lovely. I think I've showed you everything I want to show you right now.
That's perfect. Thank you, Nick.
My pleasure. Thank you. I will stop share.
I think you were already showing a bit too much.
Yeah. So, and there's a big Nick. Full screen. Good for you.
Full screen.
So we're changing the seats here. Now it's time to hand it over to Mikko. There's some more cool stuff he wants to show.
Hey, slides. Stu, slides.
Oh, good. I'm sure everybody is pumped to get some more slides.
Come on, it's only one slide, man. Hang in there. Next one, please. All right,
Okay.
hey, so finally time to show some love to Ekahau Pro, right? We have something like 10 minutes left, but we'll be fine. We'll just talk about the slides. So, yeah, 2019 has been pretty busy for us with the continuous improvements and new product releases. So, yeah, the year was started by saying farewell to Ekahau Survey and introducing the new Ekahau Pro name. And in last April, we released the version 10, which is our biggest Pro release ever. And based on our highly scientific calculation, it's also 430% better than the previous version. Today we are making the Ekahau Pro even better with the 10.1 release. So in the release we are including some 20 plus new features and improvements, and the release is highly focused on customer feedback. Hannu, you think that's fair to say? 20 plus features and improvements. That's not too much promised.
Yeah, certainly.
Okay, so for example, the grab and rotate maps is our most requested feature ever. So it helps to eliminate the white space and other junk around the maps, and it also makes it easier to focus on the essential stuff.
The audience, the attendees are going bananas. Did you see that?
Yeah, I'm seeing it. It's like yeah.
All over the right now.
Okay, all right. Well, also this also seems like helps making the report heat maps look cleaner and also more beautiful. Then the second most requested feature is the secondary tertiary signal coverage analysis for optimizing redundancy and roaming.
Just say that one again.
Hold on, secondary and tertiary. I've practiced this a lot. Applause, everyone.
I think they're all rushing out to make sure they've got it downloaded and they're trying it now.
No, don't go yet. Stay with me.
Okay, stay with me.
All right.
Actually, you're still compiling it, right?
Oh, no, it's really there. Come on. Okay. Hey, then we've also fully redesigned the access point edit dialogues based on the feedback we've been getting, and we believe you guys are gonna love it. Then we also have a new beta feature, AI-assisted wall import, which automatically draws the walls from bitmaps such as PNG and JPEG files. In the future, this will enable several use cases such as learning the RF environment from measured site survey data, which will then allow us to do better network design optimization and more accurate analysis. Finally, we have finished our several-year user interface update project, and the UI has been finally fully rewritten to the latest Java tech. And because of this, we can finally properly support high DPI displays on Windows. next, some demos. Do we have still time?
Yeah, I think we have 5 minutes. Can you do that?
Oh yeah, let me get to it.
Okay, I'll stop sharing and let you
Yes.
you share. Hang on.
All right, if I could find the control. And there we go. All right, you should be seeing my screen now, right?
Yes.
Good. I'm not going to share my screen for some time now, if you're okay with that. All right. Hey, let's start with the grab and rotate. So, oops. All right. So on the map menu, we have a new option for the grab and rotate map. So let's look at that first. So this feature is pretty simple to use. So just grab the handles over here, just like this, almost.
So that's the cropping part.
Yeah, this is the cropping part. So I'm kind of just eliminating the unnecessary white space. And when I'm done, just hit the confirm. Well, this I don't want to do. There we go. And now confirm. Looks like my mouse control is a bit too sensitive. Fine, let it be. All right, so that was the cropped part. So now we can also do the rotation part. So again, this is pretty simple to do. So just hit this button over here and we rotate the map by 90 degrees. Hit it multiple times and you can easily get your head spinning around. And if you want to revert the changes, just hit the reset and everything get back to the same original one. There we go. Please, no demo effect.
I think that one of the most important things about that map, crop and rotate, is that is that we still maintain the outer map, right? So we still maintain it, but I guess the key thing is to make sure that we do this in your workflow at the beginning.
Indeed.
Yeah, and not mid planning, right?
Indeed, and I guess everyone can now see that strange spinning wheel. Not sure what's that about, but I might need to do something about this.
No spinning wheels on
Actually, you
this
could have
side.
got away with that one. We don't see a spinning wheel. We just get a mouse cursor.
Oh yeah, this is everything was totally blank.
And we can edit the recording afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Fix it in post.
You guys, I didn't say anything about the spinning wheel of death. So. Now reset everything back to it. All right, there we go.
Yeah, the video was just lagging behind.
Yeah. That was the same.
All right. So hey, everyone loves heat maps, right? So we added a couple more new heat maps. So secondary heat maps and tertiary heat map. Oh yeah, tertiary. Hear that, Nick? Tertiary.
Yeah, I do. I don't want to steal the thunder, but could just everybody on the call, everybody on the webinar who is pumped about crop and rotate, could you just like add a +1 or something into the chat, just so we can all bask in the glory of. Thank you ever so much. Thank you.
Oh, it's going nuts.
Kind of getting all the time on.
Oh my good.
Okay, what's going on? What's that number?
Wow. Sorry, no, we've now reached the maximum limit of comments supported by Zoom. All right. That's wonderful. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Anyway, so this is pretty simple. Yeah, of course. So in addition to visualizations, we also are supporting the secondary signal strength in the requirements as well. So you see a new row over here. So then, and what it also means that the secondary signal strength requirement is also included. Ooh, this looks bad because I removed the area. Anyhow, the secondary signal strength requirement is also included in the network health and the network issues visualizations as well.
Do you want me to ask the obvious question?
Yeah.
Where do I set the threshold for tertiary?
You don't do that yet, but
Okay.
on the next version. you
Okay.
do that. Yeah. So we decided to. So there was some feedback from the Ekahau masters that we're also supporting the setting the requirement for the tertiary requirement, but we decided that we need to leave it out from this release, and on the 10.1 10.2 release we are planning to include kind of more like a selectable requirements.
And I guess, I mean, you know, you can always mute me out. You guys have admin powers, but what this does is now address one of the reporting things that we did have an issue with before, which is now that we can produce report documentation that says primary signal strength at X, secondary signal strength at Y.
Yes.
All right, moving on. We are soon running out of the time. Sorry, everyone.
Yes.
So earlier I mentioned that we have fully redesigned the access point edit dialog. So this is pretty cool. So what you can now see is that now we have all the radius in one and the same view. So previously we had them in their on their own tabs, but now they're on their own views. And this is pretty cool. So right now I have Cisco AP3800 access point. Click here and change it to MIST, for example. So that's a very easy way to change the AP model to something else. And something else you should notice is the mounting options. So we have more like quick options for setting is the AP mounted on the ceiling, wall, or perhaps even on the floor. So as you can see over here, this shows how the access point is now mounted.
And this is really a key feature. I mean, this is something that for visualization definitely helps out on the planning side right away. And maybe you can click on the actual pendulum itself. That actually does. You're able to actually change the direction as well. So that is a huge feature set right there, where you're able to kind of visualize, bring in the visualize to the designer to figure out, you know, how is that signal going to be directionalized with that antenna on the wall. And that's really important.
All right, then something else that has been constantly requested is when you want to change the antenna, wouldn't it be cool if you would be actually able to search for a particular antenna? Hey, here we go. So now in TeraWave, for example. So just choose an antenna from the list, and there you go. So that's one way. That's how you edit single access points. Then we also have the same capability to edit multiple access points at the same time. So what I like this is that, for example, I could easily change all the access points to a certain model, for example. Then something that has been requested quite a lot is the capability to edit access point name for multiple access points in one go. So this is our first step. So we can do this like this. Yakon got 5 and hit OK. So now it renamed all the access points as I typed in, and at the end of the name we have a running number. So Ekahau Yakon got that 5. That's our office address. What else? Then some of you guys might recall that we used to have those really strange orange dots. So when you kind of when the access point list gets very long, it was kind of difficult to find where the selected access point is, and not everyone knew what it was about. But when we removed that feature, we actually started getting a lot of feature requests. That why did we remove it? So we're now actually bringing it back. So now I choose an AP over here, and I can see a blue highlight over here. So just click on this, and it will automatically go where the access point with the selected AP is.
Okay.
All right. There's also the AI assisted, the wall import. Let me super quickly show it to you. And after that, I'm almost done. So what you need to do if you want to play with it, first of all, you need to enable it. So go to the preferences and enable the beta features over here. And then under the project, we have wall detection beta. So just click on that and it's going to upload. So if you have a Ekahau Connect subscription and you have enabled the cloud feature, this will upload the floor plan to our...
Mikko, because you're only sharing the application, we don't see the pop-up.
Okay, got it.
So it was preferences and you use that.
So
then...
under file and preference, Ekahau Pro and preferences meta.
Okay.
Activated.
Oh, I see. Sorry, there wasn't. Sorry, maybe I'm speaking out of turn then. Sorry, there wasn't an intermediary. So we can see that pop-up window, but I thought there was a minute there when we didn't see a window, but actually it was just doing that to the floor plan that was already inside Ekahau.
All right. So this is now this is what the kind of the wall import looks like. So the system automatically identified the walls from this plan. And
so you had a bitmap file, right?
That is correct.
And it automatically recognized all the walls.
Exactly. Exactly. And as of course the downside here is that we don't know what's the actual material of these wall types. So by default we are setting them as 0 dB wall attenuation. So now what you could easily do if only, how can I get rid of these two cars on my way? So what I could now do, for example, is that I set the wall attenuation, I don't know, to 5 dB, for example, and then I start playing with the design. Or what else I could do is that I actually do this and I then start assigning the correct wall profile.
Okay, so that's basically an alternative for drawing it by yourself.
Exactly.
Right. Much faster.
And again, this is a beta feature. So we just kind of want to learn that how well does the wall detection work, and that in the future we're planning to kind of enable additional use cases, such as learning the RF environment based from measured site survey data.
And it's actually based on deep learning. So more images you keep feeding it, the better it gets. So that's a motivation to use it as well.
Exactly. All right. Those are actually the main features that I'm capable of showing today. There's also an improvement to the spectrum utilization calculations, but right now I cannot be demoing that. And the Ekahau Pro 10.1 is now available for download. Is that correct, Hanna?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very much so.
So head to the ekahau.com/download.
Ekahau.com/products and you will find it there.
Ekahau.com/download/pro. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about
Very good. So is it time to wrap it up? I think so.
Back to you, Stu. Can't hear you, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was sorry about that. There we go. So that would be our summary. And so we definitely as a huge product launch for us today, and I think we all want to give a kind of a hats off to the team in Finland, because this is probably one of the biggest things that's happened for us in the last year and a half, and getting all these amazing things. Like, we've introduced the fastest, most productive, surveys, and we've also made some huge improvements to Ekahau Pro, and there's definitely more to come. And I think if you went back and watched that video, you'd probably see a few things that were what were kind of like, little drops of hints of what's to come.
Great.
That's correct.
So there's even more to come.
There might be. I mean, Christmas is coming, right? You never know.
That's right. All right, folks. I think we got we've been actively going back over the Q&A session, and this has been going really well. I think what we will do is if you want to reach out to any of your sales teams to get on this now, is to either, if you don't have a Connect subscription, to take advantage of the iPad features and the cloud feature sets. I totally encourage you to get over to ekahau.com and make sure you or reach out to your account team and rep that and to upgrade your subscription. And or if you don't have any of a license for Ekahau or a Sidekick, get over there and let's get one in your hands, because this is a key time to make your surveys much more and troubleshooting and diagnostics much more efficient. So, and if you have any other additional questions, don't hesitate to reach out to any of us on online as well.
Where can people get hold of you, Stu?
Yes. I think that was the one slide that got ended at the end there. Sorry, that would be I can be reached at stuart.gumans@ekahau.com. So that would be the first name, last name, or stuart.gumans.com. And I can also be found on Twitter at wirelessstu.
Nice. I am Nick at ekahau.com or Nick JV Turner on Twitter. Thanks very much, everyone.
Hey, I do have one last question. Don't go anywhere. One more question. Tommy, so I just tried to search the iPhone app from the App Store. Is there yet already?
It is there, but it takes some time to, distribute between the different countries. And so I don't remember exactly how long. It took a few hours.
Hashtag blame Apple.
Oh yeah. Nothing wrong with that. No.
Let's go with
Those
that.
guys again.
All right.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.
All right. I'm going to stop the recording.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.